What's up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of Amazing Bacon Games. Today, we're just going to do kind of a first little playthrough of Isles of Adalar. I wanted you guys to see exactly what it was going to look like, what it was going to kind of feel like, maybe some of the changes that they've made recently with some of their most recent updates in the studio that they've been working on, and kind of give you guys an insight over what to expect when this game drops in July, and maybe some reasons why you should support them up front. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time when it comes to the character creation or anything. I will point out a couple of the different features as we go, but as far as you see here, I'm probably not going to change the features a whole lot, just so we can get right into it. Alright, we're just going to name this guy, we're just going to name him Bacon. It's a good name. Alright, characteristics. Looks like right now you can't change anything on the points. I don't know if that's just... Oh, okay, so here you can take away from certain things if you want to rearrange it. We're just going to leave it the way it was. We're going to go with the template. As you see, you got Arcanist, Cryomancer, Electromancer, Knight, Pyromancer, Ranger, and Warrior. I'm just going with a Knight because chances are that's just your most general settings all around. And we're not trying to get too fancy with this first playthrough. I just want you guys to be able to see exactly what we're looking at. Alright, traits. Now this is what I had talked about before in the videos, where you have your traits that kind of open up some different classes. Like you got Lore Master here, which gives your character background knowledge on various topics that may prove to be useful throughout your journey. You got Charm, which gives your character the ability to persuade others throughout the world using their personality. Perception, which gives your character the ability to notice and understand important information that others would normally miss. Intimidation gives your character the ability to persuade others through fear and intimidation. Debate, which gives your character the ability to persuade others by breaking down opposing arguments and using superior logic. And Deception, which gives your character the ability to manipulate situations in their favor through lies and deceit. So, we're just going to pick 3 random ones. We're just going to do every other one. So we're going to do Lore Master, Perception, and Debate. Obviously, we can always go through and, if we're doing more in-depth playthrough, we can change that up a little bit. But for right now, I just want to get that out there so we can kind of move on. As you see here, here's different ways to change up the looks and facial features and stuff. But again, not too worried about that. So let's go ahead and start game. Alright, we're going to play the demo, obviously. Start the campaign. Alright, it looks like originally whenever I played this, there was 2 different demos. I believe it was a 16 and an 18. Or, 16 and 32, if I remember correctly, 2 different sizes. But if I remember, whenever I watched the most recent devlog video, they said they had taken away one of them because it was causing too many problems, and so now it looks like it's just more of a streamlined demo. One thing that I will say is, just to give you guys a heads up, I'm not super experienced when it comes to computer keyboard playing. And so you're probably going to see kind of like some issues here and there that, most of the time you would see people able to easily get through, but I'm used to using a controller. I'm a classic console guy. Welcome to the demo for Isles of Adalar. If you enjoyed the demo, please consider wishlisting Isles of Adalar on Steam and telling your friends. The demo will be available until our Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign ends, which, by the way, they did extend. They've been kind of having a slow, rough start, and honestly, I think it's just because not enough eyes are getting on the project. Let's see, last thing you remember is being a passenger on a merchant ship headed for Sarsiber. You've just woken up inside a cave and are unsure how you arrived here. Use WASD to move, F to switch between first and third person perspectives, tabs to change movement speed, and hold shift to sprint. Alright, so we're just going to go ahead and go into first person view. Alright, use I to open your inventory, M to open the map, C to draw your weapon, R to reload bows, left click for light attacks, and right click to block or aim bows. We recommend that you assign your spells and potions to your quick slots before starting combat. Alright, so we're just going to switch over to first person view. All right, if you look at the corners of the screens, before there was a really bad kind of fisheye effect that quite a few people were complaining about, and I think that it looks a lot better now. Whether it still looks the same when there's a lot of motion going on, you still got a little bit of the fisheye effect, but not nearly as bad as what it was. So it shows something that they have been working on. All right, looking around, visuals don't look bad. The visuals, overall, you got to remember this is an indie game. Visuals don't look bad. As I was saying a little bit earlier, you might see a little bit kind of rough camera usage and stuff like that just because I am new to using a keyboard. But one thing the guys over at Peakway did reassure me of is that they're working on porting to a console eventually, so they're working on controller stuff now. There may not be support for a controller currently. That's definitely something that they're working on. All right, going into the dialogue I had brought up before in the video I did before, where you've got different feelings and different, or not different feelings, but different settings with your lore master, your charm, your debate, stuff like that. And you'll see that a little bit in this. I'm just going to go ahead and read through this so you guys follow along with the conversation, and you'll see little places here and there where those little perks kind of change up the conversation, all right? You're finally awake. I know this wasn't what you were expecting. You were on a ship headed for Sarsiber, but we crashed ashore just before arrival. Let you guys look through these options. I'm going to use the Lore Master choice. With Sarsiber being a newly founded merchant state sold on the premise of wealth and opportunity, this is certainly not an ideal start. And you see the speech success up here as it starts building. Yes, this whole debacle is very unfortunate, but at least we were both fortunate enough to survive the crash, unlike some of the others. So, I know that this is going kind of slow, but I want to show you guys what I was talking about in that previous video. You notice what she said there. She just said, yes, I guess I hadn't considered that. But this right here, yes, this whole debacle is very unfortunate, but at least we were both fortunate enough to survive the crash, unlike some of the others. So this is what they were talking about, the developers of Peakway were talking about, where they have generalized statements, but based on what you reply to them, opens up a more in-depth conversation. All right, again, look over the conversation pics here, and we're going to go with, how did we end up in this cave? After the crash, we tried to grab as many survivors as we could along with their belongings and drag them here so they weren't exposed in the open. Unfortunately, after entering the cave, the earth started to shatter again and the tunnel collapsed behind us. Alright, so what caused the ship to crash? No one knows exactly what it was. The earth parted and shifted so suddenly it caused the tide to get out of control. I would have assumed it was an earthquake, but the sound resembled an explosion of thunder. Lore Master. Sounds like a cataclysm that occurs when a massive amount of magical energy is released at once. More speech success. This is even more concerning. I wonder what awaits us outside this cave. Who are you? I'm Zananin Gashid. I need to escape my old life for personal reasons and set out to find work in Sarsiber. Whether that's as a waitress or a miner doesn't matter to me. I just want to make a living without drawing too much attention to myself. Alright, well, that's all for now. Rinmara Soda wanted to speak with you once you recovered. She's an experienced mercenary. If anyone here knows how to handle a situation like this, it will be her. In conversation, I'll seek out Rinmara. Farewell, my friend. Alright. Let's see, what was it? Shift? I couldn't remember what set the walking speed. Alright, so you are Rinmara Soter. Yep. Let's get back over here. Alright. I'm glad to see you in good health. You seem to be the only other capable person here outside of me and my son. I'm sure you've noticed by now we're in quite the predicament. Alright, Zananin informed me of our situation. What's the plan? Okay. What Zananin doesn't know is that we were being watched by a pack of Rapiods from over the ridgeline, and securing our belongings from the crash isn't going to be straightforward. If you aren't familiar with Rapiods, they are a humanoid species that monitors the shores and steals from those who they believe are vulnerable. If they think what you have is valuable enough, they will kill you for it if you aren't willing to surrender. However, they are quite cowardly and will try to avoid confrontation if they think they could potentially suffer losses or injury. The Those bastards are probably scavenging what's left from the shipwreck as we speak. I want you and my son Manap to find a way out of this cave. I'll stay back as a last line of defense for the survivors just in case. Once you found the exit, report back to me and we can go deal with the Rapidads together. Rapidads. Manap will be waiting for you at the gate when you're ready. I understand what needs to be done. You watch your back out there, guy. Actually, it's a gal, you guys know what I mean. Barrels of stuff. Alright. This is... Who are you? And, oh, there you go. Toss it, Vedin. What do I owe this pleasure? I, Toss it, Vedin, couldn't wish for anything more than to talk to someone like you in a place as welcoming as this. Alright, perception. Your sarcasm is unnecessary. I'm aware that our current situation is less than ideal. I suppose you're right. I do have a particularly exotic shield in my possession. Perhaps it will help you get out of here. However, it won't come at a price. A personal favor will be sufficient. Alright, what do you need? Alright, I forgot to mention I'm a general trader. I came to Sarspur to deliver an item that was meant to be purchased from me. I'll need you to retrieve it from the wreckage. And if those damn Rapidads happen to have made off with it, well, I expect you to hunt them down until you have it. The item in question is a gold skull. Sounds like an item a necromancer would seek out. Perhaps, but I'm not one to discriminate against my clients. Alright, I'll do this for you, but hand over the shield. Alright, come see me if you ever want to trade. Oh, and by the way, if you double-cross me, I will send my men after you. That seems fair to me. Alright, let's see. Alright, pause menu real quick, because I had hit the wrong button. Just to go over it, settings, main menu, return to game, exit. Oh, I hit exit. Alright, so back from that little debacle. As it turns out, exit means exit the game, so I was apparently not that smart. Alright, moving on. Let's see, I forget, what was it? C brings up your weapon. Inventory, there you go. Let's see what these shields are. There's your weapon, tower shield, archaic shield. Currently, if you look over here on this side, this is how you know what's equipped. So we're gonna... E-equips? Alright, we're gonna equip the archaic shield. Have a little more protection. Hopefully we'll find something a little bit better than that. Alright, exit out. Alright, Manap Soter. Alright, so you're finally on your feet. It looks like this cave is inhabited by a host of Kerevarots, vile creatures that are aggressive by nature. We'll have to clear them out as we search for an exit. I hope you're ready for this. Alright, I'm ready, let's go. Alright, lead the way, you'll follow, let's do it. Alright. Alright, so overall, like I said, I want to, bring this up because I think a lot of people aren't necessarily getting, the beauty of this game for just being an independent title. And remember, Peakway is just a small studio. There's 3 employees at Peakway, and they've put a lot of work into this, so it's something that really deserves more eyes on it. But let's see how combat goes. Alright. Oops, wrong button. So it's going to take a little bit of getting used to. Alright. So E interacts with basically overall. Let's double click to take that stuff. I'm not going to gather too much because, yeah, it pretty much has the exact same stuff. Alright, so let's look around here, see what we can find. Some clothes. Things didn't seem to work out too well for that person. Last words, we'll read that later. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and read that now. Just see what we can... Alright. Okay, so... Actually, I'm sure probably that's going to have... stuff put into it as the game development goes on, because I have, now that I say that, I remember them talking about how some of the stuff just hasn't been filled in, some of the fine details. as they're working on their lore depth and things like that. So let's not get too caught up in that. Let's see what else we can find here. Good deal. Able-bodied companion. I like it. There is one thing I want you guys to know. Like, you're not going to see like me edit and chop this all. So honestly, I'm sure that the dialogue is going to be a little bit rough in parts because I do keep interrupting myself and all that. But I want you guys to see like a rough, unfiltered like look at exactly what this game is looking like. Alright, press spacebar in combination with the movement keys to dodge enemy attacks. Press left click in combination with blocking to parry enemy attacks. Stamina will recover faster when your character is walking instead of running. Your character will move faster when their weapon is put away. If you're having trouble with combat, we recommend consuming food and drinks to boost your stats. Alright, so see, there's like little spelling errors here and there, but I don't think it's anything too major. Nothing that won't get polished over. But like I was saying, I know I'm probably going to interrupt myself a few times, just that's a good example. But I'm going to try not to edit this too much because I want you guys to be able to see like an unfiltered look at how this game looks, because anybody can take and splice and edit and put little scenes together and make a game look great. But I want you guys to see exactly what this game is looking like as a whole. Alright, same stuff as the baby stuffs. Come, Manap. Let's journey on. What is this, a sewer we're walking through? It looks good, though. Hey, little fellas. Let's fight. Oh, there's 3 of you. All right. A few different ways with this. Let's see what's down. Which one should we go down? That one looks like it dead ends. Wonder if there's anything down there. Any chests or anything like that? Nope, just dead end. All right. We'll go down this way. Oh, dead end down this way. What do you got for me, pal? You got some fish. You got, ooh, bow and arrow. Let's see. Take that hunter's bow. Professor's journal. Let's see if that journal is the same where there's nothing written in it yet. Also empty for now, but again, I'm not too terribly worried about that because that's all stuff that's going to get added in. This is just basically an open beta tester, so for those of you guys that have done... Ooh, I like it. For those of you guys that have done beta testing and stuff before, you're used to stuff like this, where there's little stuff here and there that's left out. As they polish it up, you'll see more and more of. So I'm not losing too much sleep over it. Alright, let's see. Inventory, what do we got here? Wanderers, Greaves, Dema. Okay, so equip. Equip. Alright, let's see. We came from that direction. That was a dead end. We're going this direction. Alrighty. Nice big open cavern here. Enemy down there. See him moving around. Let's see. You got an anvil, leathers, tanning rack, tower shield. I think we already got one of those. fabric rolls. Now, fabric rolls, you can, in this game, you can make your own clothes and things like that, so fabric rolls are important. I'm not going to focus too much on that, because I'm actually not going to play for a whole lot longer, but I want you guys to be able to see some of the different settings and some of the different areas, not just what those tunnels offered. I'm just looking through all this stuff, because honestly, when I played the demo before, this is as far as I got, was this little room here. So, chest is locked. Pick lock. Do we have any lock picks? Press E to activate pin. Press escape to stop lock picking. So, alright. Nope. That did that terribly. Let's try unjamming it. I didn't know jamming was the thing, but let's try unjamming it. Well, let's try again. Alright. Nope, unjam. Okay, this is kind of an interesting take on it. Reminds me almost of Oblivion's lock picking. Nope. Alright, one more try, and if that doesn't work, we'll move on. I'm not trying to keep you guys here forever just to watch me unlock a chest. Nope. Alright. We'll work on that later. That's going to take some getting used to. I've never really, like I said, outside of Oblivion a little bit, I've never really messed with lockpicking that was like that, so that's cool. Hey, it's a toilet. Nice. Just the whole... Good thing we didn't find anything down there. Last guy must have flushed. Oh, sorry, Manette. Alright, so as you see, I'm moving really slow. And the reason why is because my stamina was drained. And that's one thing... Oh, cool. Gained level. Alright, so that's one thing that they had pushed out with peak weight and everything, was that stamina was going to make a really big difference in this game. You're going to see a lot of issues that, you know, you didn't have in other games, where not just is it going to prevent you sometimes from attacking, but when you do attack, it's not going to have nearly as much impact as what your attacks generally would. Alright. So see, as you see, you can harvest stuff around you. Alright, we're going to go to the level up screen, just so you guys can see that. Go to character here. And they said I leveled up, so choose your level up down here. Level up. Gives you 10 points, so where you can start adding into all of this stuff. Alright, so we're going to work on... I guess it doesn't really matter. We're going to do physicality, 5 points. We're going to do focus, 5 points. Alteration. Oh, okay, because I only had 10 points. Alright, so raise that stuff up. Traits remaining, 0. I guess maybe at some point you can learn new traits. I don't know. That's an interesting approach. I like that you can kind of learn new traits. Alright, finish up. There you go. Now we leveled up a little bit. And I feel like that's a pretty good place to stop right now. And we're going to go ahead and stop, call it a day. I'm going to let you guys let me know what you thought down below. If you have any questions or anything, I can bounce them off the guys at Peakway to see if I can get some answers for you guys. And just overall, what your general thoughts on the game were, of course. Any likes, comments, subscribes, I really appreciate. But until next time, I'm the Amazing Bacon. I'll talk to you guys later.